Kenny Rogers is a guy I like because of his music, but it turns out he's a fan of Donald Trump, and after reading these quotes, can't help but lose most of the respect that I had for him. He says about Trump, I really like him. I think his problem is that he says what everyone wants to hear, but he doesn't say it well. I love what he says, I have to admit. See, the reason I'm telling you this is not because it's just a random famous dude talking about Trump. In 3 different quotes, Kenny Rogers really nailed the heart of what people like about Donald Trump. So the first one is, look, we're all thinking about it with the Mexicans and the Muslims. We all hate them, right? And black people, come on, you know, the Central Park rapists, they didn't really do it, but Trump says they did it and they sat in jail for decades. Well, they had it coming. They were thugs of some sort. Obama, did he really get good grades at Columbia? I don't know. Is he really a U.S. citizen? I mean, I don't want to say it. That's embarrassing. But I love that he's saying it. There's a person who's legitimate saying it. I love it. I love it. So it turns out a significant portion of the country had been thinking all these terrible things. Mexicans are criminals or rapists. Muslims should be banned outright, etc. They just didn't have a champion of their cause. And now they see Donald Trump. They're like, is it okay to come out? They're coming out of the bigot closet. And Trump's helping them to do that, and they're ecstatic about it. So that's point number one. Point number two is the one I always talk about that's underrated as to a reason why people like Donald Trump. And this one is legitimate. It's just he's taken the right cause and turned it into the wrong direction. So Rogers says here, he can be president and not owe anybody anything. He's one of the few people that has the money to do it and has the guts to do it. You're biting off a lot by doing that. The press almost never talks about this. They talk about the bigotry. They talk about all the crazy things that Donald Trump says. But one of the overwhelming reasons why Republicans like him is because he's not beholden to anyone. He hasn't been bribed by anyone. They despise the corruption. On that, they're entirely right. They've just bet on the wrong horse. When you ask Donald Trump, are you going to do anything about all these lobbyists and donors and campaign contributors and the whole corrupt system? No. I'm just going to be president, and I'm going to be fantastic. That doesn't mean a damn thing. So they're pissed about the right things in that case, but they're going to elect a guy who won't do a goddamn thing about it. He'd just be like, hey, elect me, everything will be solved. Of course, it's preposterous. So that's point number 2. Point number 3 is even more true. Kenny Rogers says he believes everything he says, whether he's right or not. He says what everybody fears. Wow, what an interesting way to phrase it, right? And there it is. It's at the heart of it. They're all afraid. Now, I've told you this many times before, and it gets proven over and over again. The defining trait of a conservative is cowardice. They're afraid of black people. They're afraid of Mexicans. They're afraid of Muslims. They're afraid of terrorists. They're afraid of the other. They're afraid of the gays. They're afraid of the war on Christmas. They're afraid of everything. There's a boogeyman around every corner. What are we going to do? In foreign policy, bomb, 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 before they kill us. You know, America ranks #1 in when Gallup poll asks the question, is it sometimes justifiable to purposely target to kill civilians? 50% of Americans say, yeah, kill civilians, not a big deal. Most of the rest of the world says, no, don't target civilians, that's crazy, right? And you would think, if you ask Americans, no, we're good, those are terrorists, we're the good guys. I mean, but killing civilians, if it's theirs, the others, the ones that I'm afraid of, let's do it, right? And then look at the guns on the Republican side. I need my guns, I'm so scared. And so here comes Donald Trump saying, you're right. You should fear all those things. You should be really, really scared. The country's a mess. The Mexicans are coming, the Muslims are coming, the blacks are already here. Okay, and then you got the women bleeding from everywhere. You got the gays. It is a mess, and you should be filled with fear. And then elect me, and I'm going to make everything fantastic, and we're going to go back to the way it was when you were in charge. And so when they see that, they're like, Appropriately, that was music to Kenny Rogers' ears.